So this episode wasn't all that interesting to me. What was interesting was how funny it was to watch the ladies bicker back and forth and swear but darn that they are not clicked up while being clicked up. Hey guys, thanks so much for clicking on the video. This is my review for Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is season 15, episode 12. Like I said, this episode took me a couple times. I was busy with my life, but it took me a couple times to keep coming back and looking at it. I don't know if I still got what it is that they were trying to put out. A few things. The ladies are clicked up. They're clicked up and they're pretending that they're not clicked up and fussing and trying to convince one another that they're not clicked up. I'm like, you are clicked up. Like all of y'all are. You got Sheree, Tanya, Courtney, and Marlo on one side. On the other side, you got Kenya, Sheree. Kenya, Drew, and Monyetta. Kenya, Drew, and Monyetta. Take Sheree out. Take Sheree out of both of those. Because Sheree is sitting in a space of being embarrassed by them. So Tanya, Courtney, Marlo on one side, Kenya, Drew, and Monyetta on the other side. Very, very strange. Very strange. And the other thing I noticed, Drew got something going on. We all know what's going on now in real time. We know it has to do with Mr. Ralph and how things were falling apart. And Miss Courtney, that hoe knows something. She knows something. I said, oh. So this is what I was getting from this. This is how this episode was for me. It wasn't flowing for me real good. It's kind of stupid, but it was this. There was little grabs and things that I was getting throughout the episode. I said, oh my, oh, well, wait a minute, you don't say. That kind of thing. Drew, oh, you nasty. You nasty. You nasty, nasty, if you will. You are swinging and really like reading and being real crass, ma'am, because things in your life is a mess. And you basically taking it out on these girls. Let's call a spade a spade. You being real rough. You was real rough with your mouth to Marlo at one point, and you was real rough with your mouth to Kenya at one point. And you know Kenya and Marlo will rip you to shreds. But they just kind of let you slide because they trying to get up in the business and try to catch the tea. Because everybody knows something wrong, something going on. Anyway, okay, so look, let me go give you what I can from this that I picked up. Okay, so there's this whole thing about LaToya kissing Drew, and Drew said it ain't happened. Marlo recorded some interaction, sent it to LaToya. LaToya ended up sending it to Drew. So, in essence, none of the three of you can be trusted. None of the three of you can be trusted. And Sheree's like, well, I don't understand why she's getting so upset because she's being recorded. No, that's not it. It's fine being recorded by Bravo. But when they're considering like LaToya ain't even a friend of the show or anything anymore. And sending stuff to her, you're like going outside, you're just doing the most. They all wrong. Everybody was wrong, as far as I'm concerned. Everybody was wrong. And I'm going to say this right here. We thought that Courtney was a plant to actually come at Candy and get that whole thing started. I believe that the placement of Courtney in the show has been a direct slap in Drew's face from Bravo. I really do. And something tells me I don't even believe she's Ralph's cousin. I don't. Something in this episode made me feel like she's not actually Ralph's cousin. That's like an old play from back in the day. Little girl you were screwing around the corner was your cousin. That's what it seemed like to me. But I'm just saying. But she seemed like a plant to get at Drew, honey, because she was really doing the most. Anyway, in the midst of the beginning of the show, did y'all catch when Marlo flashed her boobs by mistake on purpose? She literally flashed her tits by mistake on purpose. I said, cheap and cheesy, honey. Only Marlo. Anyway, Drew and Sheree were having this conversation where Drew has this whole thing and she's saying, I don't care what any of you say, Candy lied. I did not kiss no girl. Then she started really doing the most. She's talking about maybe she's trying to warm me up to kiss her. I said, you doing the most. You're doing the most, and you're not going to be satisfied until Candy snatches you bald, honey. You're not going to be satisfied. Maybe she's trying to warm me up so I could do the kiss with her in the movie. So she's going to lie on you about some lesbonics. Like, girl, stop it. Stop it. And then she put out there, if we don't work together, I'll be fine. Well, I guess you will be fine. You won't be working like you've been not working. But that's a real attitude. Like your attitude was nasty. Drew was saying some stuff on this episode. Her attitude was off the chain. But again, I believe it really was a lot of pressure because she is mad as hell at Ralph. I think Ralph, things have fallen apart and it is what it is. And Ralph is like out here living his best life because he don't care because I told you 2 seasons ago that man don't like you. He don't like you, sis. So he don't care. This is what he wanted. He wanted to be done. He's giving you very much, Keisha Cole, you over in Portugal going through being mean to people that ain't got nothing to do with nothing. And he's in Vegas living his best life, auditioning, taking his clothes off, shaking his wee-wee, and singing, Keisha Cole, honey, I just wanted to be over. Girl, he letting you have it. Letting you have it, Miss Thing. I'm like, bro, don't go down that hole. Don't go down that hole. Now, I don't want to see that for her because I think the crash landing going down this hole ain't going to be nothing nice because he seems to be fine. You got the attitude. You don't want to see him out of sorts. Anyway, they go and they do this old sound bath thing. It's supposed to be so therapeutic and all that. Child, that was a mess in there. They're supposed to be clearing their mind and just laying there, and all you see is them flashing. Everybody thinking about whatever problems they got. I said, that's the opposite of what y'all supposed to be doing. They told you to lay there and just let your thoughts go and just relax. The one that relaxed was old trifling Marlo. Marlo, she relaxed. Marlo went to sleep. She went to sleep. Well, that's some of the best sleep I've had. Some of the best sleep I've had. Then she started explaining, that she had a hard time sleeping ever since the robbery and all of that in the house, or the break-in and all of that stuff. So I kind of got that. But that wasn't it. You was asleep because you're ignorant. You're ignorant. All the other ladies was saying, of course, Kenya was thinking about Brooklyn, and she had a whole moment, which I really believe was a real actual moment. I think she did benefit from the situation. I think Sheree is open to this whole, because that's the thing with holistic medicine. If you, if you are not open to it, you might as well not do it because it's definitely not going to work. If you're just, I don't know, revving yourself up, it ain't going to work. You got to believe in the process for it to do anything with you, because stress really is a lot of some of the issues that we encounter as people. Stress breaks you down, and you don't realize that you're actually breaking down, and it lets other things in. So if you're able to rise above the stress and really kind of let things go, you got to be there. You got to be in the Zen place for this to even attempt to work. Because if you're doing the holistic method, and the holistic method is getting on your nerves, child, you're gonna mess around and die or be really, really messed up. You have to be calm and you have to be clear. And I don't think this was time for them to focus on the things that Sonya on her family situation, Kenya on her baby. Marla was the one, like I said, Marla was laying over there asleep, and she felt safe, and she was dreaming about oxtail, shrimp, and penis. So that, for her, that's a good night. Oxtail, shrimp, and penis. I said, Lord have mercy. Anyway, then in the midst of all of that, they go and they have a seat for like a little lunch, their little breakdown afterwards. And the next thing you know, Drew ends up going off really bad on Marlo with this whole thing, asking her, why are you concerned about me? This, that, thing, and the other, on and on and on. You a hater. And I mean, she was just nasty. She was nasty. She was really, really quite nasty to Kenya. And Kenya was still in the Zen mode, so she didn't attack back, really. Then shortly after that, we had Sonya and Courtney being called out for talking about Drew. And Courtney's like, no, I'm not talking about her, this, that, thing, and the other. And then that whole thing kind of got deflected over because they're saying that basically like Drew was doing too much. That got deflected by Courtney starting to fight with Kenya. And, Kenya just don't have nothing nice to say about her. Kenya don't like her. Kenya just ain't feeling Courtney. They going back and forth and talk about how mean and hateful the other one is and that whole thing. And she got to telling Kenya, just shut up, because you weren't even here when certain things went on. So don't even say nothing. Just mind your business, which is kind of true because Kenya, you were like gone. You were at the hospital when a lot of this stuff happened, but you still commenting like you were there. So, I mean, I kind of do get that. Shortly after that, Sheree goes off. She just went off since she was embarrassed by them and everything like that. And she's basically getting kind of sick of it. She's getting sick of all of it. At that point, Courtney and Drew have a little talk, and she's telling her basically, just don't get caught up, because I see you getting caught up in the Marlo web, and she's kind of leading you around. And honey, listen, good old Courtney, cousin Courtney, basically told her to shut the hell up and stop it. Stop it. She told her, she said, girl, you're her puppet, honey. I'm your puppet. I said, oof, a mess. Then they presented Monyetta with, they said, girl, why is it different when Marlo is recording and when Monyetta is recording? Monyetta's like, well, it definitely is different when I'm recording and when she is, because I didn't share mine with anybody outside of the group. She shared her information with someone outside of the group. I'm like, child, both of it is wrong. Recording somebody without them knowing that you're recording is foul, period. It is. And then when you start sitting at places, that's just not good. That ain't good at all. Then they had this whole little thing. They go back to the hotel and all that, and then they get dressed and they're headed for dinner. Kenya had this green dress. It was true green, like the crayon green, like literally put some blue and some yellow together. You come up with true green. It was so sharp. It had a twist, like right in here, at the, right below the breast and above the navel, and it was given a low décolleté, and it was really the front of a lot of the front of the dress was out, and it was just a cute jersey dress. It really was cute. Looked really, really nice on her. And it was in like I said, the color true green. Then Marlo actually had a dress that was real cute, and it was kiwi, and it was plissé all over. It was that dress that was really sharp. That was really sharp what Marlo had on. I'm like, you really overdressed for dinner, but that's cool. No problem. Then, like I said, that's when at that dinner you seen the girls separated out, Tanya, Courtney, and Marlo, and then you had Drew, Kenya, and Moneta on the other side, and it was just kind of going down. And Sheree was again having enough of it. Kenya began to speak about Ralph and Drew and their 8 years together. That's when Drew got really, really nasty. And Kenya wasn't being nasty. She got real nasty with Kenya about everything, about her falling, and just, it was really like a mean-spirited rant of a sort, but it was so calm, like, you don't want me to drag you, do you? It was like that. And Kenya wasn't ready. I think it threw Kenya off her square. She wasn't ready. Kenya's like, oh, really, girl? Yeah, she was talking left. She was really talking left. They talk about her 8 years and all that. And I'm telling you that Courtney, you can see on Courtney's face, Courtney knows something. Courtney knows something. I believe Ralph been sharing with Courtney. And Courtney laughing at Drew on the inside. She laughing at her on the inside. That's what Moneta was talking about, the collusion, honey. Saying they're in collusion. And they were like, no, we're not. No, we're not. Yes, y'all are. Y'all are in collusion, and y'all are all clicked up, and it is a hot mess. A very hot mess. What else went down? Oh, like I said, Drew came for Marlo. Ooh, it was nasty. So, did you file taxes? I said, oh, wait a minute. Did you file taxes? You need to just worry about getting your legal affairs together. Don't you want to get your record expunged? I'm like, you shooting and firing low and nasty. And the thing that's getting me is, yeah, you got problems going on, but you're going to be the first one crying. When this reunion come, I believe they're going to make Drew cry. I do. Anyway, moving on. The whole Kenya and Courtney fight, ugly. Ugly, 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 ugly. And she said what she had to say. Courtney said what she had to say to Kenya about her and Karma and her being a mean girl and this, that, thing, and the other. And honey, Kenya broke out Candy's line, and I about fell out when she told her. She said, you said what you said. And what you said was some bullshit. I said, now that was Candy. You stole that right out of Candy's mouth. Funny. That was so funny. I said, oh, she done hit you with an old line, girl. Tore you up with it. And again, Sheree shut it all down. Shut it all down. And that was it. They had cut up so badly in the restaurant, they never even ordered their entrees. She just shut that down. Move forward to the last night or last day. They go to the winery. And while they were at the winery, Ralph, this is so out of order. Ralph literally texted Marlo. Marlo ends up saying, I know we didn't want to start no trouble here because we was getting along and everything, but Ralph just texted me. And he basically talked to her like he's talking to a dude. Told her, keep my name out your mouth. Huh? Everything that had been said, they were talking about his job versus her job when Drew was being nasty and dragging Marlo. She was dragging Marlo. And she said, I do the same thing your husband do. I'm into technology, this, that, thing, and the other. Honey, she ran and told on her. She told on her, and her husband literally reached out to that woman and will tell that woman, keep my name out your mouth. You can't talk to her like that, old boy. Who do you think you are? Who do you think you are to chastise her? Now you're not even there. And if she wants to use your name to slam dunk your wife, so be it. You don't call her on the phone and tell her shit. I ain't like that. I ain't appreciate that at all. I was like, oh, I was like, now, Ralph, you may not like it, but baby, that comes across as a bit of bitch assness. And I said it. I said it. You don't talk to her like that. I'm like that. Anyway, then here's the part, and I'm getting ready to get on up out of here, where I just got so embarrassed. Why? This stupid Drew refer to the Portuguese people as pilgrims, the dancers, as pilgrims. How ignorant can you be? How ignorant and low budget can you be? Pilgrims. I guess it'd all be the same if they called you a house nigga or a porch monkey. Huh? If you're going to refer to them as pilgrims, I thought that was just rude. And I was embarrassed, literally. To be, the whole second level type of embarrassment. Pilgrims. And didn't even think you were saying nothing wrong because you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Then they sat over there and the dancers did their little traditional dance and everything. And it was supposed to be fun and everything. And then they taught them how to do the cuff it challenge. I was like, Lord have mercy. Them women was looking like, what in the heck is this, honey? And the men was like, yeah, they're trying to do it. I said, Lord, y'all better watch Barbara, honey. Hello, this is Barbara. Y'all better watch her. Watch them girls, honey, because them men gonna be looking for that cuff it challenge, honey. So I said, oh gosh. But Drew just embarrassed. I was embarrassed at her ignorance. I really was. But anyway, that's it. Like I said, there wasn't a whole bunch to this episode. It was more of this, of me grabbing things that were sticking out. And I don't know if I even got a grasp on what it was they were trying to tell me. But all I know is, Drew, you in a bad way. You're in a bad way, and it doesn't look good. And that Courtney is a direct slap in the face from Bravo to you, honey. She's a slap in the face to you. Listen, that's it. That's all I got to say about this episode. Truly. Not one of my favorites. Not one of my favorites, but it's all right. We'll take it.
Glory! Ma.